영어 읽기 오랜만에 오네요. 그래도 읽어보겠습니다. I had been working since May, learning how to make a fire with flint and steel, finding what plants I could eat, how to trap animals and catch fish. All this so that when the curtain of a blizzard struck the Catskills, I could crawl inside my tree and be comfortably warm and have plenty to eat. During the summer and fall, I had thought about the coming of winter. However, on that third day of December, when the sky became the temperature dropped and the first flakes swirled around me, I must admit that I wanted to run back to New York. Even the first night that I spent out in the woods when I couldn't get the fire started was not as frightening as the snow storm that gathered behind the Georgie and mushroomed up over my mountain. I was smoking through. It was 9 o'clock in the morning. I was busy keeping the flames low so they would not leap up and burn the fish. As I worked, it occurred to me that it was awfully dark for that hour of the morning. Frightful was Lished to her trees too. She seemed restless and pulled at her tethers. Then I realized that the forest was deep quiet. If the woodpeckers that had been stepping around me all morning were silent, the corals were nowhere to be seen. The juncos and cicadas and nuthatches were gone. I looked to see what the balloon vessel was doing. He was not around. I looked up. From my tree, you can see the Georgie beyond the meadow. White water pours between the black wet boulders and cascades into the valley below. The water that day was as dark as the rocks. Only the sound told me it was still falling. Above the darkness to another darkness. The clouds of winter, black and fearsome. They looked as wild as the winds that were bringing them. I grew sick with fright. I knew I had enough food. I knew everything was going to be perfectly all right. But knowing that didn't help, I was scared. I stamped out the fire and pocketed the fish. I tried to whistle for frightful, but couldn't purse my shaking lips tight enough to get out anything but poof. So I grabbed her by the hide straps that are attached to her legs, and we dove through the deerskin door into my room in the tree. I put Frightful on the bedpost and curled up in a ball on the bed. I thought about New York and the noise and the lights and how a snowstorm always seemed very friendly there. I thought about our apartment too. At that moment, it seemed bright and lighted and warm. I had to keep saying to myself there were 11 of us in. I did that. Mother, 4 sisters, 4 brothers, and me. And not one of us liked it, except perhaps little Dina, who was too young to know. Dad didn't like it even a little bit. He had been a sailor once, but when I was born, he gave up the sea and worked on the docks in New York. Dad didn't like the land. He liked the sea, wet and big and endless. Sometimes he would tell me about great-grandfather Gravely, who owned land in the Catskill Mountains and fulfilled